Good morning this morning. It's another beautiful Thursday morning here in this Center of Unity, the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria, Abuja. And we're broadcasting live the press, the program called The Press, where we analyze news headlines. And it's the Abuja station of KAFTAN TV we're broadcasting from. My name is Dayo Omogun. And we will be starting, as usual, we want to give you a heads up as to what to expect in terms of weather in a few cities around Nigeria. And so we will be starting first of all with the weather. And today we intend to start from the south of Nigeria, that is Port Harcourt. And for Port Harcourt, we will be expecting weather of average temperature of 24 degrees Celsius, and it's expected to be mostly cloudy in the city of Port Harcourt, and you might have it rise to a peak of 29 degrees Celsius, and it might just drop a little by 1 degree to 23 degrees Celsius. And rainy conditions are expected around 4 p.m. and wind gusts are up to 12 miles per hour. From Port Harcourt in the south, we go to Kaduna in the northern part of Nigeria, and it's expected to be 22 degrees Celsius for most part of the day in Kaduna today. And while it is expected to be mostly cloudy, it might rise as high as 27 degrees Celsius and drop to 21 degrees Celsius. And cloudy conditions will continue all day, and wind gusts are up to 10 miles per hour. And in the same northern part of Nigeria, we visit Kano right now, and the prediction is that 23 degrees Celsius will be the order of the day, but it might go as high as 30 degrees Celsius and dip to 22 degrees Celsius, and it's expected to be mostly cloudy. And partly cloudy conditions are expected around noon, and wind gusts are up to 13 miles per hour. And then we come to right here where is the city, the Nigerian center, the Center of Unity. Abuja is expected to enjoy a temperature of 22 degrees Celsius for most part of the day, while it might rise to 26 degrees as the peak. And then you might also have a drop to 21 degrees Celsius in the course of the day. It's expected to be cloudy. And rainy conditions are expected around 2 p.m. and wind gusts are up to 6 miles per hour. And then in Lagos, down southwest, former federal capital city, Lagos is expected to enjoy 24 degrees Celsius and peak at 27 degrees Celsius and dip at 24, just remain at 24 degrees. It's not expected to go lower than the 24 degrees Celsius. And rainy conditions are expected around 10 a.m. and wind gusts are up to 12 miles per hour. In the southeast of Nigeria, we go to Enugu. Enugu is expected to experience 23 degrees Celsius. It may also rise as high as 28 degrees Celsius and may go down a little to 22 degrees Celsius, and it's expected to be cloudy. Rainy conditions are expected around 10. That's about an hour's time or about that. Wind gusts are up to 12 miles per hour. And then in Benin, south of Nigeria also, 23 degrees Celsius is expected to be the average weather condition today. And it's expected to be cloudy, may go as high as 28 degrees Celsius and may drop to 22 degrees Celsius. And rainy conditions are expected around about 9 now. Wind gusts are up to 8 miles per hour. And then in Yenagoa, the very last city we're looking at today, Yenagoa is the capital of Bayelsa in the south, and is expected to enjoy 24 degrees Celsius and mostly cloudy, may rise to a ceiling of 29 degrees Celsius and may come down by 2 degrees to 22 degrees Celsius. Rainy conditions are expected around 4 p.m. Wind gusts are up to 11 miles per hour. And that does it for weather. And without much ado, without wasting any time, I guess we should just move over. Having prepared you for your itinerary today, you know when to go out, where rain is expected, you know the kind of clothing you want to adorn so as not to be assailed by the weather. At least you are not going to be caught up in surprise in those cities that we talked about. So have a beautiful, beautiful, blessed day. But right now, you could sit back and let's enjoy the press breakfast together. And I'll be starting the newspaper headlines with the Punch newspaper. And Punch leads with Wike Makinde 2027 showdown. Wike Makinde rift threatens high-stakes PDP convention. With the rider, PDP vows tough action as Wike associates move against convention and NEC members kick. And then under that, you have a picture story of TICAD-9, where our president is also attending in Japan. And then the title there says, TICAD-9, Japanese PM pledges $5.5 billion support for Nigeria, others. And then under that, you have 3 pieces, Olubadan coronation for September 26 as Makinde visits Ladoja. And then 179 ASPs disqualified as police promote 952 officers. You also have MBA report. Adeleke demands federal government unblock Osun's allocation. And then by the masthead of the Punch, you have Royal Row. Alafime published Supreme Court ruling after 48-hour ultimatum. And on top of the masthead, you have Katsina Mosque terror attack death toll hits 32. And then recapitalization, banks to gain extra 900 billion naira capital in 2025. And then PFAs channel 62% of workers' pension into government bonds. That's it from the Punch. And from the Punch, we go to Daily Trust. Daily Trust, the lead story here says, wedding guest killing. Victims' families kick as suspects get bail. And you have a picture story of some traffic gridlock right there. And then under it, you have this strip that says 70,000 minimum wage can't lift Nigerians out of poverty. That's coming from a U.S. report. And under that, you have 3 pieces. Federal government approves 12,000 naira for kidney dialysis in 11 hospitals. African journalists condemn Palestinian counterparts' killings in Gaza. And then gunmen kill 4 family members in Birnin Gwari. You also have directly under the masthead of the Daily Trust 3 pieces. The first one says 7,000 Nigerians stranded in Libya, according to the Diaspora Commission. And then motorists stranded as drivers block Abuja-Lokoja Road. And 15 farmers killed in Fresh Plateau attack. That's it from the Daily Trust as we move to the First Daily. First Daily leads with federal government warns, so unsustainable burden. Federal government warns as food imports hit $10 billion yearly. And then you have the TICAD-9 picture story featuring our president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And then by the side of that picture story, you have Nigeria not missing at TICAD-9. Presidency counters viral video. And then you have Lagos Task Force arrests 32, seizes hard drugs in Ikeja cleanup. And then EFCC arrests 36 suspected internet fraudsters in Port Harcourt. And then under the story, under the picture story, you also have Soludo fires vigilantes over core members' assault, orders prosecution. And then you have police nab 2 for kidnapping and killing 5-year-old boy in Enugu. You also have Atiku blast Tinubu, killings have reached epidemic level, government in denial. And then you have this strip at the bottom of the paper. It says 14 trafficked children reunite with families in Adamawa. And then by the side of the masthead of the First Daily, you have this one piece talking about Loretta Onoche to late Buhari. Tinubu has erased your legacy. And then you have the newspaper advertising its event there. It's annual public lecture. And that's it from the First Daily. We go to This Day. This Day leads with in Japan, Tinubu salutes Nigerian military's momentum against insecurity, with the rider says success of armed forces will spur national development and stability. Another rider says Japan's Prime Minister promises $5.5 billion support for Africa. And the last rider there says 6 continent support towards tackling problem of declining population. And you have a picture story there and of a donation to LASU. Okay, and on top of that, on top of the major headline, you have Makinde approves Ladoja as the 44th military Olubadan, and installation holds September 26. Makinde approves Ladoja as the 44th Olubadan. Installation holds September 26. And there's a strip on top of that. NAMA begins comprehensive audit of Nigeria's airspace. NAMA, that should be Nigeria Airspace Management Agency. Now, on top of the masthead of This Day, you have a strip saying NCC governors forge partnership to boost Nigeria's digital economy. And then on top of that, you have REA, Rural Electrification Agency, Delta, partner on off-grid power, plan to raise state's GDP by $2.9 billion. And then you have these 2 riders under that. You have target 31,220 jobs, 471 unserved communities. And then Oborewori, Delta won't be left behind in renewables deployment. Delta won't be left behind in renewables development. That's it from This Day. We go to Vanguard. Vanguard leads with anger over planned pay rise for political office holders. Anger over planned pay rise for political office holders. And then you have the picture story from Japan right under that. And under that you have Rep summon 11 discos over 2.6 trillion debt owed federal government. You also have 2027 Tinubu's re-election done deal, says Tunji Ojo. And okay, another picture story there showing Olu of Warri at coronation anniversary, day 3 of it. Now, on top of the Vanguard masthead, you have assault on NYSC member, Soludo sacks vigilante operatives. And you have Katsina massacre, death toll rises to 50. And you have NCC to governors, waive or reduce 145 right-of-way fees. Okay, 145 naira right-of-way fees, ROW fees. NCC says to governors, waive or reduce 145 naira ROW fees. And then on top of the paper, the topmost part of the paper, you have this strip that says federal government raises GDP target to 5% ahead of IMF projection. That will be it from the Vanguard, and we transit to the Daily Independent. The Daily Independent leads with suspend planned pay rise for political officers, says ADC. With the rider says it's an affront against struggling Nigerians. And then you have the picture story, the Japan TICAD-9 meeting. And then Nigeria at TICAD-9 Summit for Strategic Engagements, not Trade Expos, presidency. And then you have Makinde Oke's Ladoja's nomination as 44th Olubadan, with the rider picked September 26 as Coronation Day. And you have Zamfara by-election. PDP raises the alarm over plots to subvert people's will. Under that, you also have Ojulari hints on revamping ailing refineries, with the rider Pengasin decries continuous gas flaring. And then you have violations. FG shuts down over 13 million social media accounts. With the last item here, it's a strip at the bottom of the paper saying, PDP to Wike, you were duly invited for NEC meeting. And on top of the masthead, the Daily Independent masthead, you have industries shutting down due to epileptic power supply, according to the ECN. And then you have Tinubu seeks 2 seats for Africa at UN Security Council. Lords, with the rider Lords Nigerian military for taming insecurity. And another rider, Japanese PM pledges $5.5 billion support for Africa. And then you have The Guardian. The Guardian is next. And The Guardian leads with road tax scheme stalls after delivering 2.6 trillion naira projects. And then you have graphics there to support what they're talking about. And then below that, you have TICAD-9 stroke unmanned booth. Presidency downplays outrage as Tinubu demands UN reform. And Senegal ends the Tigers Afro-Basket dream. Whoa. And then manufacturers are raw materials stock at airports for weeks, losses anticipated. You also have Oyo government sets Ladoja's coronation for September 26. And study shows 4.3 million premature deaths yearly from unclean cooking fuel. And then on top of the major headline directly under the masthead of The Guardian, you have these 3 pieces. The first one says opposition parties reject proposed pay rise for political office holders and aides. You also have 15% of teen girls are pregnant mothers, minister laments. 7,000 Nigerians stranded in Libya, NIGCOM reveals. 7,000 Nigerians stranded in Libya, NIGCOM reveals. Let's go from there to the leadership. And the leadership is leading this morning with federal government housing estates rot away in Nasarawa 4 years after inauguration. And then you have Emansin absent as NCAA meets AFSEC and cabin crew. And then you have Ogun APC suspends Senator Daniel over alleged anti-party activities. You also have federal government closes 13.5 million social media accounts, removes 58.9 million offensive content. And then you have Abuja Metro records 4 million passengers in first year. And there's this strip at the bottom of the paper, Ladoja to be crowned 44th Olubadan on September 26. And on top of the major headline, you have this strip saying CSOs, others list qualities for next INEC chair. And on top of that, you have Pengasin flays use of oil workers for hazardous jobs. Government vows sanctions. On top of the leadership masthead, you have our people can no longer live in villages over relentless attacks. That's Katsina lawmakers speaking there. And then Tinubu demands UN reform as Japan pledges $5.5 billion for Africa. And that's it from the Daily Independent, the leadership. And then we move to the Matrix. And it's leading this morning with TICAD-9. Tinubu targets $1 billion investment opportunities, with the rider Nigeria's participation focusing on strategic engagements, not trade expos, the presidency. And Tinubu hails Nigerian military. Japan pledges $5.5 billion to Africa. And then you have the picture stories, 2 picture stories under that. And of someone giving back to society. And then Sokoto boat tragedy. NEMA ends search as over 20 remain missing. You also have Katsina Mosque attack, anguish as death toll rises to 32. At last, NFVCB gets permanent headquarters after 28 years. And then you have Ojulari, NNPC Limited's new business model hinged on value creation and efficiency. You also have a sports tidbit here. Arsenal beat Spurs to sign Eberechi Eze as Palace accept Gunners' £60 million bid. And then on top of the major headline, directly under the masthead, you have attack on core member, 8 vigilante operatives dismissed and face prosecution. With the rider, NYC vows to provide physiological, psychological support to victim. And you also have Benue, armed herders kill 4 in fresh Agatu attack. And on top of the matrix masthead, you have shipping companies, terminal operators benefiting from Biodogu transition crisis, according to Shegun Musa. And there's this writer says it's time for Shippers Council to step up. And that's it from the matrix. The last paper we're taking this morning is the blueprint. And the lead story from the blueprint this morning is with 58.9 million offensive content, federal government shuts down over 13 million social media accounts. With the rider receives 754,629 registered complaints, removes, re-uploads 420,439 content. And you have the TCAD 9 picture story there. Under that, you have illegal mining, fueling, banditry costs Nigeria 9 billion annually, according to the police. With the rider, say powerful Nigerians use foreigners as fronts. And the rider says mining marshals shore up sector's revenue by 32 billion naira, according to the commander. And by the side of the major headline, the picture story there, you have empty booth. Nigeria's focus at TCAD 9 strategic engagement, not trade expo. And then you have directly under the blueprint masthead, Lad Dodger to be installed for the 4th Olubadan on September 26. And in business, Jaiz Bank crosses 1 trillion threshold, attributes performance to public confidence. I'll take that again. Jaiz Bank crosses 1 trillion naira threshold, attributes performance to public confidence. And then in sports, Afrobasket, Senegal sends the Tigers packing in Angola. That's it for the newspaper headlines. So we'll just get a breather, and when we get back, we do hope that we can start straight away the analysis with my guest. I'm sure that you have taken note of some of the prominent, particularly the one that has to do with shutdown of social media accounts. That's going to be a major focus amongst a few others. When we get back, please stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
In a world where information is vital to every individual, a platform where technology is a medium to pass information, you can always catch up on all information written in the newspapers, even without having one. Join us on The Press.
Reaching live from the Abuja studios.
On The Punch for this morning, the Blueprint newspaper, Nigerian Tribune this morning.
As we give you information and opinions about current events and topical issues on politics, business, sports, entertainment, weather forecasts, and lots more in the local city, across all states, and across all countries. Showing daily on StarTimes, channel 124, 9 a.m. West African time, only on KAFTAN TV. Stay connected with us.
That he said it is a reason why I will not do it.
I pursue the federal government to pay us our damages.
YouTube, KAFTAN TV.
A very tricky one. And then the bottom line is this.
Website www.kaftan.tv.
Point is, the youth must come together. The pendulum can swing in your favor.
Instagram, KAFTAN_TV. KAFTAN TV. Imagine a beautiful world. In a world where information is vital to every individual, a platform where technology is a medium to pass information, you can always catch up on all information written in the newspapers, even without having one. Join us on The Press.
Reaching live from the Abuja studios.
On The Punch for this morning, the Blueprint newspaper, Nigerian Tribune this morning.
As we give you information and opinions about current events and topical issues on politics, business, sports, entertainment, weather forecasts, and lots more in the local city, across all states, and across all countries. Showing daily on StarTimes, channel 124, 9 a.m. West African time, only on KAFTAN TV. Stay connected with us.
That he said it is a reason why I will not do it.
I pursue the federal government to pay us our damages.
YouTube, KAFTAN TV.
A very tricky one. And then the bottom line is this.
Website www.kaftan.tv.
Point is, the youth must come together. The pendulum can swing in your favor.
Instagram, KAFTAN_TV. KAFTAN TV. Imagine a beautiful world.
Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still tuned to KAFTAN Television, and the program is The Press, where we analyze newspaper headlines. And I'm glad to also let you know that my guest is here in the person of Ambassador MKO Obishason. And he's been a regular face here until for some time there's been this little gap. But he's back here, and he's on The Press this morning. He's the Chief Executive Officer of StarTimes Properties, and also a public affairs analyst, a politician. He's an entrepreneur. And he'll bring his wealth of understanding of the Nigerian space and everything into the analysis this morning. And I do hope that we'll get the very best of him. And as I say, welcome.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Good to have you.
Yeah.
And also, my dear viewers, let's go now. First of all, we want to talk about the closure of 13.5 million accounts on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a yanking out of about 58.9 offensive content. And so, how do you receive that?
Okay, for me, really, I know that our youth, we've got a lot of energy. We've got a lot, youth are buzzing with energy. They want to express themselves. They want to do what they think they just love to do. You know, the freedom of information bill, you know, the freedom of expression and all of that. So quite a lot of our youth just want to engage. They just want to express. They want to say what they feel really resonates with them. But like it's usually said, that with freedom comes responsibility.
Yeah.
We must help our youth to see that once you are given freedom, there's responsibility attached to it. Now, I'm a lover of free speech, free press, free all of that, but you must be guided. Where your freedom stops, you know, that's where my mind starts. And so you don't stretch your hand in the means of saying I just want to stretch and then hit my face. So for me, I think the youth really need a lot of orientation to just say, you know what, can you do some of what you do in can you be guided? You know, like the Holy Book says that wisdom is profitable to direct. I think they need to do a whole lot more with a lot of wisdom. There are quite a lot of content right there that really are not, they are not helping the country. They are not, they are just expression. You see all manner of things right around our social media space. And for me, I'm not sure that is the way to go. I know a typical maybe America, you know, maybe UK and a few other countries will just tell you, allow people their freedom. It's their freedom, I just allow them. But we also see where we are seeing some of the decadence. We're seeing some of the impact on the next generation. And for them, they even still have quite a lot of ways to be able to manage that. For me, you also see some other a bit conservative countries, you know, where almost everything is controlled, almost everything is censored, almost everything is really is being scrutinized. So I think I usually tell people that I think the very best is striking the healthy balance in between. None of the extremes is good enough. Total freedom without any whatever, yab anybody, talk to anyone anyhow, say the lies, say, even so, what they call fake news, carry anything, and then later after you have damaged the reputation of people, you just say, oh, sorry, that's what I said. Especially again, even with the advent of AI, you see a lot of people will In fact, they'll put your face and what you say, your voice and everything, and they'll put it in a very criminal engagement, and you can't. People can't say the difference. People can't say the difference. So I want to. I think we need some level of scrutiny, some level of.
So as far as you're concerned, you are thumbs up for this action.
I tell you, I am. I see what is in there. I've grown. I have sons. Okay, all of them are adults. My kids are adults, all of them, and but there are some things I wish that they will not be open to. Boys everywhere, and that's why you see even some universities, they scrutinize that their students don't have smartphones. How crazy for you to be in a university and they say, you know what, you do not need a smartphone just because of the level of distraction. This stuff is for both to lift people up and to destroy them. The good, the bad, the ugly.
All right. Okay. So you have emphasized in all of this. You have put the can on the youths, but I don't think it's a youth thing. The kind of persons I see doing near nude twerkings on social media gets me shocked. I mean, you have 45-year-old women, 50-year-old women, almost nude, and showcasing that on Facebook and TikTok. And okay, I think TikTok is a lot stricter and all that. So. Again, even when you say that some of the societies are a lot more permissive, I think that even with their permissiveness, they also are very. They still put, because there are a lot of things you can't do on TikTok, for example. There are a lot of things. Even on Facebook, there's a limit to how far you can go. And then, so I think that again, maybe beyond, because there are things I see and I wonder: does this person come from a family?
Yeah,
do you know?
It's terrible.
It's either that person has illiterate family members who can't navigate that space, or I can't understand the nerve to be able to post some things.
You see, sometimes it's not even whether illiterate. No, I'm not saying that.
It must be that.
We are saying that maybe the people close to him are not having access to that.
They don't have access.
I tell you that even to their face, you are even talking about online, to their face, some persons will dress almost nude and go around, and nobody can hold them from even around their family. But I still tell you that bulk of the people doing this are youths. Because what I'm saying, yes, some few adults are coming in. In fact, these days you'll be seeing people advertising, speak with lonely women, speak with whatever, get paid by just chatting them and all that. They are there, but it's just a very tiny. But look at the youth. The youth are being extremely distracted. Let me tell you what I do even in my own company. I just say whenever we're having meetings, we're having briefing, we're having. Coppers don't come, and coppers and young staff don't come with your phone. Just keep it somewhere there. Just come over here, because while they are at the meeting, I'm not talking about even at their desk. At the meeting, they are restless. They are always on phone. What are you doing with the phone? So I am saying, much as I know that, like you have said, it comes with the good, the bad, the ugly, But I feel that. More still need to be done, whether in terms of parenting.
Yes,
we can start from the area of parenting to our kids, so that they can really understand that. Look, I tell people, I said, if you're not careful, this very small phone in your hands is enough to destroy your life. It's going to distract you. It's going to. And the worst thing now is that the algorithm is such that anything that you go to search, they will bring avalanche of search to your page. Yes. So if for any reason you just mistakenly search a particular content, then the phone itself by the algorithm will bring many of such to you. Will just keep you busy in that space. So you can be all through the day and you can never exhaust the internet. So I think that really it's a good thing.
I think it's
to be honest to you, it's a good thing. It's not because if you ask the youth,
the problem will come, Ambassador. The problem will come when government begins to hide behind that to now do some witch hunting, maybe take down opposing information, take down critical stuff, even though constructive, take down some of those kind of things, that's when there'll be a problem. But for now, I think this is really laudable. I think this is.
I think it's beautiful. If that time comes,
I really agree with
you can sue. The fact that government at this, there was a time during Goodluck Jonathan. Do you know something? The FG bagged about 800 billion debts on liabilities during, because of court cases and all that. You have to tell the people that, look, we police and the rest of them, be careful who you arrest, because people were suing the federal government right, left, and center, and
getting judgment.
So the issue also is that, you see, it's a careful balance. Now, if you think, look, I've posted something that is actually my right, and that has no offensive whatever, that is not a lie, that is not any whatever, you can go to court. It might take a while. The wheel of justice grind very slowly, but it sure bring hope to common man. Really? So if you feel very strongly about what you have posted, and you think people should see it and all that, you can defend it. You can say, why did you put that, whatever, you cost me this, and by the time they get a few slams here and there, then they will sit up also to just know that, no, it's not also free for all. But I tell you that they will need a little bit of tweaking somewhere. Total freedom, they said, absolute free, absolutely. And if you have all the freedom, is corrupt, so that basically that's what it is. I commend the move. I think it's in the right order, but we need to also keep our eyes open to see that they don't go beyond duty calls.
Yeah. So which one would you rather go to? Have you taken a look?
Yeah, I've taken a look.
What would you rather talk about now? Next one.
In terms of the paper?
Yes.
No, any of the paper that you love, yeah.
All right.
I look at it from business angle. I look at things how it's affecting economy. I look at things how it's affecting the social life of people and all of that. But hey, you being right there, just ask me what you.
Okay. Yeah. So let's take. There's this mounting opposition from different quarters against the proposed increase in pay for political office holders. Where do you stand on this?
Sincerely, I think it's just not necessary. You don't need any increase in salary for politicians right now. You don't. In fact, if you ask me, I even think that if you must strike a beautiful balance, I expected a little drop in what an average politicians and government officials.
Maybe I need to give this background, which was given also by the chairman of the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Committee, saying that the last time any such review was done is 2008. 2008, we're talking about the Yaradua regime. So whatever it is it all right to leave wages, considering the depreciation of our money? Is it right to leave wages at the level, this is 2025, at the level of 2008, which is 17 years ago?
Yeah.
Does it really make sense?
I get where you're coming from. I get that narrative. But let's look at when you're done with the theoretical stuff, you look at the practical now.
Yeah.
And let's take, usually I don't like to take them, but they are still the easiest to be able to actually analyze it. I'm talking about the National Assembly people.
Right.
Now, if you look at an average house of rep person, maybe they said 15 million, and per month, and if you look at the senator, maybe 21. Now,
this does not cover them.
No.
We're talking maybe the governors, the president, the commissioners, the ministers.
I am telling you that it covers them. It's the same. Whatever happened to National Assembly is the same. Ultimate. Now, if you tell me a minister that flies like 5-6 jeep when he's going, what increase? What do you want to increase for him? I think it's what you have to strike. Where I'm going is that if we have a system that clearly states how many vehicles can be in your convoy, how many police people can be around you.
That has been done.
No, it's been done on the paper. Have you one day checked me? Tell the Honorable Minister for FCT, Wike, that why do you run this number of vehicles when you're going out? Have you taken him on
recently?
Have you taken him on that?
No, what's
look, my office is just beside him. It's a convoy of vehicles. Maybe one of these. I don't want to say that I'm going to record whatever and then go. It becomes petty. But the point I'm trying to say is, if you're saying what I'm earning is low and it needs to be brought up, you also with the same side need to look at the fact that what I have access to is also they must be able to reduce it so that I don't have unlimited access to the government.
That really gets me is that beyond that, just in addition to what you're saying, beyond that, we should also be able to say that you don't put your hand in our till. Let's be sure that you're not putting your hand in our
That's what I'm saying.
Beyond what you're entitled to. And so if we agree to pay Mr. President 10 million naira,
I don't mind.
No problem.
I don't mind.
Please let it be that's what he gets.
Yes.
It's official.
Let it be that he does not have a Fiat to go and buy a jet and to go and repair the Vice President's house with 20-something billion. No, let it be that there is a system, there is a SOP, standard operating procedure, that some of the some of the procurement and all of that decision makings will go through. That is when you can say, okay guys, we have scrutinized this side such that they can have access to it, and anybody who has access to it will actually get himself blamed by being taken. Yes, exactly. So guys, I think we need to open up this. The two must be discussed side by side.
Yes.
You don't just say since 2018 or 2008 there has not been an increment. Is it fair? That looks like, wow, really is not fair. Let's increase it. But this same person has on
every single time he travels. He's traveling free. He's not.
That's one. He's carrying a load of people.
He gets an allowance.
Yes.
For going. Humongous amounts.
Yes.
I mean, what do they call it now? Is it BTA or what?
Yes.
They get all that.
Yeah.
And then this person is running free fuel, has a free accommodation.
Total free, every free. And you know something.
Exactly.
Even the corruption part is that the people come gift you in the name of gift, but it's actually a way to rob your back so that you can rob his, the contractors and all of that. All I'm trying to say is, look, Nigeria, even beyond all of that, and please, the fact that I just said Wike, I'm talking about all ministers. Yes, I don't mean Wike. So that's not the intention. Yeah. The intention is just to let you know that for now we do not have a system that checkmates excessive access to common purse, and if we don't, then people see that they live in luxury.
Yes.
Look at recently they just said that the government they had to freeze 4 accounts of the immediate past NNPC boss, Melekari. 4 accounts. They said the humongous amount that is there, it can't justify what those money is doing there. Now, if you ask me that, okay, it's not, because you are the one speaking for them now, that you say, no, we are not talking about House of Rep or senators. Mm-hmm. But that's actually, I mean, that's a public figure, but he has access to the common purse. So all I'm saying is, we must find a way by which you increase this. I don't mind if their pay is increased. I don't mind. But I'm saying in the same vein, check that they do not have undue access to common purse.
Because that means you will need to strengthen the conduct bureau.
Correct.
To ensure that what they come in with
Do you know what some politicians do now? When they go declare, I'm telling you, they will mark it up. So for instance, if they don't have, if I work just say, let's say 5 billion or 10 billion right now, because I'm going into office, I will now declare that I worth 100 billion. So that the 10 billion that I worth, I am looking for how to raise that 90 to join it. By the time I'm leaving the office, they will not check. They say, okay, the thing is that 110 billion. But
it shows clearly that our agencies are not doing their jobs. Because if somebody puts in 100 billion, there should be a way of checking.
There should,
and it should be immediate. I mean, if you say you have 5 houses, whereas you have only one, you must bring the CFOs, you must bring the documents, you must bring the building plan. We must see them physically. So the agencies must rise up to their duty. I think that's what it is. Now, dear viewers, it's about time you can weigh in on this. We've taken 2 items already, and we're going to the third. And this is interesting to me, how somebody moves from senator to governor and to Oba. I don't. I've looked at it severally. I'm just looking at. I mean, is that not going down? Because if I remember correctly, monarchs are under the local government. Under the local government.
Sure.
So a local government chairman can fire you.
Yeah, sure.
Abi?
Sure.
Maybe I'm not getting it.
I mean, they get their staff of office from the governor. Let's even use theirs from the governor. Okay. So it means that it's a subject of a governor. Of the governor. Or former governor being would it not be more prestigious to just remain ex-governor? You see, the way they is like...
You always be in office no matter the office.
No. It's like a retirement benefit. It's like going back to the village to sit with your people, and money and resources can still keep coming. And then you can also have a say once in a while when you speak. You speak for the entire Ibadan or for the entire Oyo State.
Imagine someone who has spoken for the entire Oyo State.
Yes.
Now being limited to speaking for Ibadan.
That is why they are also now telling you that if they are first-class Obas, they will not only be speaking for Ibadan, they will be speaking for the country. So all the first-class Obas, you might be from the southwest, south, anywhere you are, but you are regarded as somebody who actually has whose jurisdiction is like the country, so to speak. That's why it is actually called first-class Obas. That those ones that you can say, like Ooni of Ife, for instance, is seen as a first-class Oba, Sultan of Sokoto, and all of those first-class Obas. So really, it's like you saw even what Sanusi now. Sanusi was being given the governor of the central and then to go and contest. Look at the tussle.
It has passed through.
Yes, look at the tussle. They dethroned him. He had to come back. They did not only they banished him. They banished him. They threw him away. They sent him to Nasarawa and all of that. So you see what they go through.
Why should I put myself through that?
No. There's so much because their word is reverberate all through the country, not just even in Kano alone. Whatever you hear Sanusi says, the people listen across. Even president will listen.
If you make that point, I think Sanusi is not a good example for that. You know why? Because even as CBN governor,
he talks.
Exactly. And his talk shakes everywhere. Shakes
He stuck. If he wasn't,
he doesn't need that additional. For me,
he does.
That you now begin to micro. I mean, if God has made you macro, and then you make yourself micro.
No, you are the one who is saying it. Now, if Sanusi had not been anemia, there are certain things you will not be able to say. If you dare say they will take on you. The government will take on you. They may not take on you directly, but they will take on you indirectly. There are different ways. It
has still happened. But
you understand? No, but it happened less now. So all I'm saying is that they see it as their, Sanusi says, I prefer that when I leave here, I just want to go to serve my people. He said it himself. He said that is his goal for that's his dream. And he loved it.
Fantastic.
I'm telling you that because again, they don't have tenure restriction. Have you seen it until you die?
I think that's a great one.
That's the beautiful. They don't have to say no. Unlike a governor, 4 years you start. Even once you have done 3, this current president just before you do 2 years, they start agitating. The guy is running around. He can even complete his 4 years before he tries another 4. We're making 8 years. That's all. No matter how good what you have, that's all. But for the monarch,
even if they can stay 30 years.
100 years.
I've had people stay 30 years.
If you stay 100, nobody look at King of what's it called? Queen of England, That's why they're just there. The Prime Minister, of UK, will be running the government, but they're just there, and they have Look, the award is born. I mean, the award is like what's it called?
Wow.
Law. The award is law because they just call the PM and say, look, this is what we are thinking we should do, and the guy finds a way to get it done. Yeah.
Wow. Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Because every single time I have looked at it, senator, governor, wow, then I now become, well, it's okay. There are such examples across
Lanaja cannot wait because 26th of September. So the guy is already, the governor is going to meet him, the arrange is going to be and all of that. You know,
we saw that in the news.
So that's what it is, you know. So for me, really, I think it's just, that's the way it is in this part of the world. There are some other places nobody sense what you're doing. Everybody just move on their own. So that's the way it is. And that's why they are also agitating now.
Restricted. I mean,
they are also agitating now.
Was very powerful.
Yeah.
And then right now, King Charles.
Yeah.
Very powerful.
Yeah.
So
they are also agitating now that they should have constitutional role. People think it's just constitutional role. With constitutional rules come constitutional benefits.
Become more relevant.
These are benefits.
I can understand at that point.
Yeah.
But at this point where you got to be very careful how you navigate with the governor, with the local government chairman and all that. I don't know why you want to put yourself through that.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, even at the level of former governor, that's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
But maybe there are things you don't know.
Yeah, life appointment is it. And sitting with your people to drink, palm wine and the rest of it and touch this. You need to try it. I think you are too much on this press issue that you don't know what's going on in the village. One of these days when I'm going for my village, whatever, I'll take your yeah, so you go cool down.
I mean, I don't know.
So that's the way it is.
I don't know.
A whole lot of stuff.
The casualty figure now for those guys who were hit at the mosque is 32. And there was this story yesterday of how motorists, some trailers blocked the way at Giri Junction.
Yeah.
How long are we going to put up with those kind of things? You get offended, then you block the entire road and cut off traffic and just, cause a quagmire. I think that people should truly, really pay for those kind of actions. Really pay such that others who see them paying, I'm not necessarily talking paying or money, I'm saying who get punished. When others see them, they get deterred from doing those kind of things.
Yeah. First I want to,
there's also the story of Wike, because I'm putting them all together because we have limited time. There's also the story of Wike and Makinde, the convention, the upcoming convention.
So first of all, may the Lord rest the soul of the departed, and also soothe the pains of the family of those who were affected, for that. I also think that I also want to praise the NSA, National Security Advisor. The guy is doing incredible. Some of us were quick to forget where we're coming from, especially with terrorist attack to the point where the UN building in Abuja, the city center, was hit. Where the police headquarters in Abuja, in front of the villa, was hit. That's where we're coming from. Where the president say no, where we are going is to capture the president in the villa. He said that's their ultimate. They were so bold, they hit at every corner that they can think of. They were not hitting soft targets, they were hitting even the so-called strong targets. That was where we're coming from just a few years back. I praise these people because when we forget quickly those who put their life on the line so that you and I can really have respite, we can really rest, we can have the kind of security that we have. Is very easy. I was shocked in the news when I saw they said about 75 terrorists, a kingpin of the terrorists were actually marked, and over 70 or so were they went for them and actually eliminated them. That for me is huge. I wasn't following he said, can't you see that Lagos Kaduna Road right now is peaceful? Several of those stuff has really gone down. Now, there is when you're trying to mop up things, there will be some skirmishes here and there. There will be a few, of such incidents where they just go to mosque. Mosque is a soft target where nobody is carrying gun, nobody is ready for any security attack and all that. You just see defenseless. Those kind of targets is what they tell people that it is wrong. These people they've done no wrong. You can't say that you are mad with the state or with some of the policies. That's why you are doing that. That really is criminality, and there is nothing to justify. it. So having said that, I just think kudos to the security people, the soldiers, the army, the Air Force, the Navy, for what you guys have been doing, the police and all of the paramilitary people. We really celebrate you. We thank God for what you have done in the last few years. Fantastic. And please keep doing what you're doing. The country deeply appreciate it. And for anybody who has any issue against the state, I'm not sure that hitting the soft target of people who never offended you, who are carrying the same burden as you are.
Let me quickly take this. This is the first one.
Okay.
I've been waiting for this. Hello.
Hello. Good morning, Mr. Dio.
Good morning, Abubakar.
Good morning, Captain TV and your guest.
You're welcome.
Thank you. With the current state of situations, when most of Nigeria are impoverished, it's unfair for the government of the day to carry out a scheme that will empower and reach the ruling class more and more. When the ordinary downtrodden people are contending with a lot of issues. This is the withdrawal of fuel subsidies. People have gone through a hell in Nigeria. It's very unfortunate. I believe democracy should empower people to create enabling environment, create job opportunities, let people enjoy better government. But contrary is the case. The government of the day always prefer to carry out a selective scheme, a subsidy for dialysis patients, nail fund for the students that will not capture all students. We should go back to the history when the legendary late Obafemi Awolowo launched a free education for all in the Western region. So the government policy should target all students, not a selective few. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Abubakar. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's in line with what I said.
Yes.
And that look, the pain of the people is high right now. Let's look in the direction of empowering people. If you have your call, you can take it. Yeah. Empowering the people, but rather than giving. Because, for instance, let's assume that I go to serve in House of Reps, or I'm a senator. I'm not hungry in the first place. So I have a duty to want to give back. So I think until we have better orientation to say, if you're serving, serve like you want to give back to the community, to the people who have given you so much to bring you to wherever you are. I mean, state where you are right now, rather than is a platform for you to reap and to suck the entire system dry. No, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be like, oh, what's the biggest I can get here and all of that. It should be more of how can I serve, how can I give back, how can I make life better? Because if you don't, those people that you have left, uncared for, uneducated, unempowered, and all of that, they will go after your children. They will go out. There will be chaos. Nobody will be able to enjoy even the good that you think you have labored for. You can't enjoy because they are on the street every time. Each time I go around and I see all of these beggars run around and they want to collect pittance, 10 naira. The guy is coming around wanting to wash your screen in Abuja here, or wanting to just beg you for 100 naira, 200 naira that you refuse to give. In a short while, the guy is empowered to get a stick, and then he breaks your screen, and then he tells you to hand over the car. You hand it over. You don't even need a gun. You understand? So I tell people, I said, until we have a system that mops up these people, not mopping them to go and drop them in Buhari alone. where they say there's a place to hold them until they send them to their. I am challenging all governors. Don't leave your citizens. Don't leave those kids who are from your state. Don't leave them to just move them to other cities without empowering them. Look for a way to be able to give them very simple skills. A skill as simple as how to make shoes. They will make shoes. They will send it everywhere. People will buy. Something as basic as making matches. Having little cottage industry to put all of these people. We have trees. We have all of that to do. Nigeria is bustling Nigeria has got enough opportunities for everyone. Like Abiola said, he said Nigeria has enough wealth to take care of every Nigerian's need. But it's just that we do not have enough wealth to take care of everybody's greed. So if we can take the greed away, if we can tell the governors, cut down on what comes to you, give back to those guys who really don't have hope. Hopelessness and all of that really is what is fueling the banditry that you see. It's what started it. Now after the hopelessness, then greed and then some other thing takes it and run. But the beginning of it is that when youth are hopeless, when they are jobless, when there's nothing to occupy them legitimately after going to university, after going to school and doing all of that, then they will naturally be easily baited towards crime. And so every chief executive of each of the states, yes, I won't blame the FCT minister, I'm helping them, sending them to their state, but that is not good enough. It is also to engage all of the states that you think are actually doing the most damage. For instance, if you pack, let's say, 10,000 kids, which of the states do you have the highest? They engage the governor and say, you know what, I have your citizens, your kids, your whatever, over 1,000 coming from your, what can you do? Do you want to have an empowerment place where these kids are there? I was shocked when Billy Kerry said he was formerly an Almajiri.
Almajiri, yeah.
So, how do you now change this Almajiri to be like a Mele Kyari? And you know the thing, there is no shortage of space for everybody to succeed. People don't know that. Everyone can succeed. Everybody can have enough to be able to feed themselves. We don't have to have
to live
a decent life.
Yeah.
The only thing is that they must be organized. The leaders must really be up and doing for them.
All right. We're going to have to leave it there and continue with the Wike and also TICAD, the Tokyo International Conference on African Development is right on in Tokyo, Japan right now. Our president is there. The government is targeting $1 billion trade and some other opportunities and all that. Let's see how we can put all this together.
So for me, the Wike and the Makinde matter. It's I want to challenge these two leaders because they are fantastic people. Wike has done well for Rivers, in terms of for me, from my own angle, is contestable. From my angle, in terms of infrastructural development and all of that.
And he has brought that same streak
to Abuja. How he's doing it, he's getting it. Even his enemy will say that you must acknowledge the fact that when he came to the FCT, because the guy understands what needs to be done. If you first of all check all that is on ground, you look at the 90% done, 10% uncompleted, he marks certain uncompleted projects all around the city, and he starts finishing and ticking them off. And the guy has, within 9 months, right now I would say about 2 years.
But within 10 months.
Yeah, within 10 months of his first year. So he did fantastically well, and Mr. President is proud of him. Now, look at Makinde. Makinde too is a strong person in PDP and exactly in Southwest. The base where they are trying to actually have, where the Mr. President also came from Southwest, and they are trying to have a romance, to be able to really do that. For me, I think it is still a fallout of when. Funny enough, Wike and Makinde and Otom and the two others,
they used to be chummy.
They were chummy. They left the PDP together to just say, no, we're not going to agree. Power must move to the south. I think they are both together when it comes to power must go to south after 8 years of not.
But then they are not together when it comes to who
That is the challenge right now. You know, that's why they say that politics is about interest. It's about interest. You can have permanent interest but no permanent friends. No. Once your interest changes between two parties, you may go your different ways. So that's exactly what's happening.
And you could come back again when the interest...
You can see that Makinde is seeing an opportunity to suddenly pick the presidential ticket of PDP. So he saw that, I said, guys, is it possible for me to just move as a governor, no stopping, and I move to become the president? If that is good, no Satan should stop it.
No. He might even feel that he might not get it, but at least it will.
Allow me.
His CV would have.
The presidential ticket, that is what some of the things that is working for the Peter Obi of this world. I mean, the whatever to say, okay, the last presidential whatever for Labour. If you see. Some other presidential candidates and all of that. Yeah. So he also want to have that added to his CV. Yeah. But Wike on his own side is feeling like, do not weaken the number of persons coming from South, because it can be a strategy in the hands of our,
because as far as Wike is concerned, he wants to weaken the PDP. At least at the presidential.
No, he's gone beyond that. He's gone beyond that. Weakening the PDP was the past, whatever, and he has achieved that. Now, the point now is that he's saying for the 2027, allow Tinubu to come.
Exactly. So he doesn't any sharing of those votes.
He doesn't want the sharing of the vote. So he keeps telling what he said, look, if you are from the South, leave this second term for Tinubu. Now, because if you look at the other flip for the North, Atiku and just a very few.
No. You used to be. I don't know now. You used to be of the PDP.
I am.
All right, great.
Of the PDP.
In all of this, does this not make the party lame duck? I mean,
no.
Like looking like Lucozade, as they say in Nigeria. The party is just there. Somebody is just doing whatever he likes, and getting away with it, and all of it. Impacting on the party very negatively, bringing it down, and it doesn't seem to be able. The organization seems to be crippled.
Yeah, you see something. Once it's like a snowball. Once it starts, it gathers momentum, it gathers size as it goes down the slope.
And I've been saying, if you remember, how there was need for disciplinary action. I've been saying that for over a year.
Yeah.
And you did say, and I think a few other persons said, there has to be a balance between, because I keep saying, if you want to do reconciliation, how do you do reconciliation with people who have refused to drop their defiance?
Hello, the person to be disciplined is the person who is paying. They said who pays the piper dictates the tune. These are the two people paying the bills now, Atiku and Wike. How do you discipline them? How? You see, so when you just bring the word discipline, I just laugh. How do you want to discipline an Atiku who bankrolls a whole lot of stuff that happened in PDP anywhere that he goes, whether it is PDP or he pays for them, and a Wike that even during the hardest time of PDP, Wike single-handedly funded all of those dry time for PDP. Then you woke up one day, you say you want to discipline them. How do you want to discipline them? You want them to get up. Even you did not even discipline Atiku. You took off. Now he is now with ADC.
Very good. So which is better?
No.
No.
We are done with the issue.
Let's not overflow this because we don't have the time. Maybe we can find some other time and do this on the policy. Maybe.
Yeah, sure.
We don't really have much of the time right now. We have less than about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And so let's just conclude on whatever.
So basically, for me, all I want to say is that, gentlemen, I'm talking about the Honorable Minister. Fantastic job you've done. Fantastic. You've spoken for some of us in PDP, even when we had no voice, part of which I am one of them. I love what Wike has done, to be able to say no. We gave you space. We gave the Northerners space. In fact, even Wike supported Tambuwal. He said, look,
Exactly.
since it is the time of the North, I support you. I forget about my... Everybody wants to be president, everybody. Whether it's just that maybe if they realize that they don't have capacity, opportunity, or whatever, they say, no, I'm not interested. Everybody's interested. Yeah, once you're a politician, you're interested in the number one job. No, so, but this guy forgot about his own personal whatever to support the region where he needs to be.
He didn't get same
back.
Yeah.
So I understand his pain, and I understand that it feels like he feels betrayed, and he felt betrayed and all of that. So that's that. Now for Atiku is right now desperate. It feels like
so the way it's going, is this not going to scuttle the convention?
Now, well, whether I will say that the two gentlemen really need to have, they need to be together and have a political solution. Basically, that's what, because once they meet together and say, okay, you know what, even if we do convention, but these are some of the outcomes and all of that. Do you agree? We agree. Okay, gentleman agreement, then let us go. Or if we say, no, I'm not going to agree with the convention, if he picks me, I'm going to run, I'm going to do whatever. The guy also will use all of the arsenals. He can use the courts, he can use all kinds of things to make sure that it never happens.
Wow.
Unfortunately.
Right. This is where we're going to be calling it a day. It's been a great time on the press this morning, and with my guest, Ambassador MKO Obisheson. Moses Kolawole Obisheson is his name, and he's the CEO, Stratec Properties Limited, based in Abuja here. They're into properties, real estate, and so that's your man, in case you're interested in. Okay, you're not paying me for it. No, but he's also a politician, he's a public affairs analyst, and he's into entrepreneurship. You heard him talking about meetings where people must not bring their phones, but he brought his phone on my show.
Well, I'm using it.
All right. Now, so that's going to be it. Thank you so much for staying tuned to Kaftan Television. And I'll be back here at 2 p.m. for the polity. I invite you. This is an open invitation for you to please come back if you ever have any reason not to stay tuned all through. Please do return at 2 with me to join me on the polity. And in the evening, I'll be here also for Matters Arising from 8 to 9. Now, that's just to really give you a heads up so you can choose to stay with me. I know you'll stay with me. Now, thanks for this part. And please stay focused on Kaftan TV and tell your neighbors, tell everyone, there's no TV station that does it better.
Like Kaftan TV.
Like Kaftan TV. All right, so, and thank you, production team. My name is Dayo Magun. I'm out.